Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So I'm back with another review, and this time it's another set of MPOW's True Wireless Series earbuds, and this time it's the M20s. Now the M20s are the latest and greatest, so they're at least more later and greater than the M5s and the M7s that I reviewed, which I really liked. MPOW makes some really good stuff for very, very introductory level pricing. Well, that doesn't change with these. These are still well priced, but what you get is phenomenal power. You get great bass, and this thing has a 2600 milliamp battery bank built in that you can even use to charge other devices with. So, lots of good things going on here. They brought back the CVC noise cancellation, and the bass is through the roof. Really good. So, lots of improvements here. Great things, but I'm not going to spoil too much of it just yet because we still have a whole review to talk about it. Now, before I get into the review, I do want to say if this is your first time coming here, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. If you like the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and that little notification bell so you get notifications on the latest and greatest. Now, let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, so here we are with the MPOW M20s. Before I go too far, I do want to say that these were sent out as a review unit from MPOW. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not being compensated for this anyway, and they're not getting to see this before you are. Now, as you can see here on the front, it advertises it has 3D stereo sound, which it does. CBC 8.0 noise cancellation microphones for making phone calls. One-step pairing, which they are very easy to pair, and you get 6 hours of playtime. Now, when they say 6 hours of playtime, that varies based off the type of music you're listening to and how loud it is. But 6 hours of playtime and 100 additional hours of playtime based off the charges that are in here. Now it has Bluetooth 5.0, IPX7 waterproof or water and sweat resistant, which is really, really good. You can take these pretty much anywhere you want with them. I mean, IPX7 is capable of going underwater for like 30 minutes, up to I think like 3 feet or something like that. So you're protected when it comes to water. And it has the touch sensitive controls on the sides, which work pretty well. And typically I'm a fan of the buttons when they're done right, but these actually have pretty good touch sensitive tiles. Now, it still has a micro USB charging port. I'm not really going to ding them on that. I mean, it is 2020 now. These are end of 2019 earbuds, but I mean, for 55 bucks, I'm not going to ding them over not having USB-C. Now, the little button right there will show you the battery indicator status on the front, which has 4 LEDs for 25, 50, 75, and 100%. And then this little spot over on the side is a USB charging port. This actually serves as a battery bank. So it has a 2600 milliamp battery in it, which is basically, I mean, enough to charge most giant flagship phones. You can get about half of a charge out of them. So it's a nice auxiliary backup power thing that you can use. So not only are you having earbuds, but you also have a battery bank to go with you. Now, here's the earbuds themselves. You got the nice little metal filter that goes over and protects the drivers. You can see they're clearly marked L and R for, of course, left and right ear. And they have a nice fit and form to them. I think that these are pretty well designed. They fit more like in-ear monitors than traditional earbuds, so they kind of go down into the ear canal a little bit, which really, really helps out with the sound isolation. And I think that's what helps out a lot with the bass on these because they have really, really good bass, especially at the $55 price point. Now, when they're in the charging case, you can see they have these LED lights on the back of them. So it have the red LED, it'll show for whenever they're charging. Inside the case here, we have the micro USB charging cable, which is super tiny, of course. Now, we have a couple pieces of documentation in here. First and foremost is the warning thing that tells you they're not supposed to use anything over 5 volts and 1 amp. So you're not supposed to plug this into a quick charge. Otherwise, it can be too much power and it can cause it, overheating and other issues. So use a low watt charger. And then you have the warranty card here, which you get a 1-year warranty, but it says here if you activate within 15 days, they'll extend it and you'll get a total of 2 years of warranty, which I don't know how in the world they measure that, but either way, if they have some way of tracking it, I guess. But go ahead and make sure you register it. You get a total of 3 sets of ear tips, small, medium, large. You have the 2 that are in the bag, and then you have the ones that are already on the earbuds. You have multi-functionality with the touch-sensitive tiles. If you press on the left or the right one single press, it will play or pause. If you double tap, it'll skip or go back. And then if you hold it down, this is a nice feature. If you hold it down on the left or the right, then the volume will go up or down. It's kind of slow and mostly useless, but it's there. And then a triple tap will get you access to your voice assistant, whether that's Siri or the Google Assistant, depending on whether you're using Android or if you're using an Apple phone. So lots of functionality and it's a pretty neat feature. All right, so I want to go ahead and show you what they look like while they're in the ear. Also putting them in, you can see that they go in nice and easy. Now, when they are in, they position themselves in. They take up pretty much this whole ear space that you have right here. So they're nice and secure and stable. They go down into the ear canal area a little bit, so you get really good sound isolation. And there you go. They do protrude out. They are slightly more bulky than some of the other earbuds that I reviewed lately, but really they're not bad and they're pretty comfortable for long-term wear as well. All right, so the sound experience on these is pretty darn phenomenal, especially for 55 bucks, and that's what they're going for on Amazon right now. Now, they've got a lot of great features going on for them. We've talked about some of those in the unboxing, but the ability to be able to plug in a USB straight into this and charge whatever you want, 2600 milliamps, that's really good. In addition to that, you get 6 hours of playtime and you get an additional 16 charges based off of the charging case alone, a total of 106 hours of playtime. That's just crazy to me. Now, the M20s, are kind of like an upgrade. Actually, they're kind of like a blend between the M5s and the M7s. So the M5s sounded really good, and they had the CVC noise cancellation for making phone calls. They took that away in the M7s, but the M7s also had better bass. So this is kind of like they took the better harder hitting bass out of the M7s, and they took the CBC noise cancellation from the M5s. They put it together, and now you get more power. You get 6 hours of listening time. You get those crystal clear quality phone calls. Again, man, that was really hard to say. Crystal clear quality. Um, and they have really good bass. I'm really happy with them. I mean, for 55 bucks, there's really not a whole lot I can complain about these things. Plus, you even get 2 years of warranty if you register with the warranty card. So there's not a whole lot out there really in the budget market around the $40, $50 price range that I recommend a whole lot over the MPOWs. And these are no different. I'm a big fan of them. I've really been enjoying listening to them. The bass hits really hard. And it's not just the bass when it comes to like bass drums. It's or the amount of kick. I was really impressed because as I was listening to music and stuff that had like bass guitar in it, like if you really want to hear some bass guitar, fire up the Hotel California by the Eagles and you'll hear some bass. It has rich, deep tone and it has some punch to it, which is really good. You can even hear the highs. So they balance the lows and the highs really well. The only thing that falls off a little bit is as you turn it up because the bass is kind of louder and a little overpowering, it muffles the vocals a little bit. And I don't even want to use the word muffle because you can still hear it clear. It's just not as loud or as emphasized as the bass is in these earbuds. But if you are a bass head and you like a lot of bass in your music, then you're totally going to love these. Another thing too is also depends on the type of music you listen to. I listen to a lot of 80s music, not tremendously heavy on bass, but you listen to some more modern stuff, some of the trance, some synth, some rap, some hip hop, some other things that have more digital and more modern bass in it. It really, really hits hard on that stuff. So really impressed with these. The overall sound experience is really good. They also have IPX7 water resistance, so you can chunk these suckers in the water if you need to, and it's not going to ruin them. They are absolutely perfect for running, for working out. They stay in your ears really well. Even though they don't have the stabilizers, they do take up like the entirety of your ear opening area. So they seal up nicely. They've got good sound isolation. They don't have active noise cancellation, but I really wouldn't expect that at the $50 price range. Now, another thing is they don't work independently of each other. Only the right one will work in mono mode. So if you connect them and you pair them, if you're listening to both of them at the same time, if you take the left one out and put it back in the cradle and turn it off, the right one will still work. But if you're listening to them and you take the right one out and put it in the cradle and turn it off, the left one will disconnect. It requires the right one to make that connection so you can listen to the music. But overall, like I said, I've been really impressed with them. 55 bucks. If it's something that you're interested in, you're on the fence about, you can't go wrong with these, and I think you'll really like the sound experience. It's very, very impressive. These are only $50 earphones, but I would say they're definitely on par with like $80 to $100 earphones, and even better than some of those, even some more expensive ones, depending on the manufacturer or the price point. But at 55 bucks, fantastic, and I would recommend these all day long. So that's all I've got on my review of the MPOW M20s. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. I appreciate you being here. As I said in the beginning, if you like the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you get the updates on the little notifications when the videos go off. And that's all I got. So appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.